All right, folks. We are live here. It's January 18th, 2024. 7 o'clock, and we are in the Lip Cave. And this is the Dob And Wayno Show. We got some different things going on tonight, so I'll let Wayno take it from here for the beginning, and then we'll get into some talking about sports.
Yeah.
And a few other things. I guess before we even start, for anybody that don't know, Pennsville School District's closed. I know you all know, so we just heard it.
Pennsville's closed. Y'all won't know this until like next week.
Pennsville's closed.
Due to watch it.
We're due to get 4 to yeah, exactly. You won't notice, but Friday the schools are closed. 4 to 6 inches is what I heard, or 5 to 6. It was somewhere in that area. So anyway,
I heard 5 to 8.
We got something new tonight. Let him take over.
Pat's Blue Ribbon, my opinion, best beer ever.
Oh God, please.
We're gonna have a couple beers tonight. Celebrate the Eagles' loss. Drown our sorrows because the Eagles suck ass. Here's to the douchebags of Philly.
Well, that's a different taste.
I
I haven't tasted that in a while. It's more like a
Pat's Blue Ribbon, best ever.
almost tastes like a malt liquor to me.
Yeah.
Like a little malty. I would tell you just because I haven't had it for a long time, but it's still good beer. I mean, as long as it's cold, dude, it's not gonna bother me.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Like everybody's like, "What beer you drink?" I said, "My
I
go-to
drink a lot of
beer. My
beers.
go-to beer is Pat's Blue Ribbon."
Right. And my go-to would be Miller Lights.
Right.
A go-to. But when I'm out, and like you, same way, we like to get IPAs. We like to get some different things that we.
Speaking of Miller's Ale House.
Yes, Miller
I
Ale
used to get they used to sell the pounders, PBR pounders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't sell it no more. They discontinued it.
These people.
I told Tam, I said, I finally find a steak joint that I like really like. I mean, I like Texas Roadhouse.
No, that's what I do. I like Texas Roadhouse, probably my favorite.
Yeah,
because I like their salads and everything. They got a real good salad. Not that you
And-
don't go to a steakhouse for that. But
and I told her, I said, finally, I found because I like it better than Apple. I compare it to like Applebee's and Outback and all that.
yeah, it's better than that.
And
Applebee's is more pub food.
It's not a good caller. Trying to sell me a home warranty.
Nope. Anyway, folks, we're just starting off slowly a little bit. We'll get into this. Before we get into the bad news team, Sixers are playing well. I can't say enough about them that they're really, even when Embiid was out, they were holding their own pretty good. They didn't win them all when he was out hurt, but they held their own.
The Flyers, they're
Flyers are doing good too. Here's the thing with the Flyers. I told you they're young, and that's not the thing.
I got something for you.
But they grabbed the defenseman, and Drysdale, I think his name was, and both of their goalies right now are playing. And my son-in-law is big Flyers and big hockey fan, and he's like, I think they've got one of the best duo goalie tandem in the league. Usually you have a real good one. You have a good goalie. And your second one is a fill-in when the goalie needs rest. And he's not as good usually. He's just kind of, he's okay, but he's not your starter for a reason.
Something to get you by.
He's not a guy that starts, but these two can start either one. Harrison is I think 24-year-old, and Carter Hart is the 25-year-old, and they're both double-digit wins.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really think the Flyers can. If they feel like they can make a move to be in the playoffs this year, other than just the rebuilding part of their team, they'll end up doing some kind of making another move before the trade deadline is what will happen.
Okay.
If you think you're going to be that way, you do. If not, you just kind of go with your team and, build from there. But I don't know. I've got a feeling he might make a move or the ownership might make a move to get somebody. I don't know who. That part really doesn't matter, I guess, as much. To me, it would be a scorer. It would be a forward scorer, the defense, or unless they land another good defenseman. But the defenseman they just picked up, this Drysdale guy, is really good. I mean, he's a good player. So,
speaking of Flyers,
right?
Remember when the draft?
Yes.
That's not what was his name?
Makita or begin with an M?
Okay, so this ain't the guy because
No,
I guess
I know what you're going to say. Guthrie?
Yeah, Guthrie.
Yeah.
He wanted to trade.
He originally wanted to be a Flyer, and then something went down, and he didn't want to be a Flyer anymore. And so they kept that real hush-hush. This happened a year ago, and they kept it quiet because if you go out and say something to somebody, that's who we got this defenseman for, is he went to that team. If you
one you were just talking
yeah.
about. Okay.
If you go and say something about somebody being disgruntled on the team, then your trade value for the person goes down.
Yes.
That's what Adam said. That's why they kept it quiet.
I heard that. They
can't
about that
exactly. You can't blab about something like that. Your trade value goes way down, and nobody's going to want him. Nobody's going to want to give you nothing for him.
Right.
Somebody's going to want him, but they're going to want him for nothing. So they kept that the way they should have, and they ended up getting, like I said, they got a draft pick and this guy, this defenseman, and they got a draft pick 2025, I think, second round or something. So yeah, I mean, he just wasn't happy, just didn't want to be a Flyer. So what's his name? He said, "You don't want to be a Flyer? We're not going to be a Flyer. Then. That's fine." And the other guy we were talking about was last year. You got
somebody on a team that don't want to be there.
And originally, he said he couldn't wait to be a Flyer.
They're going to bring the morale down for everybody else.
Yeah. So I asked Adam, I said, what would have happened? Because I don't know what it was. Whether he talked to people or something, I don't know. Whether he talked about management on the Flyers and he just didn't want to be a part of that, I don't know. So he's not. So, but the other guy we had talked about, you and I, he will be eventually. He won't be.
And he said when they draft somebody, it's like
it's usually a 2-year process, unless, guys, the number one person drafted in the league, and wherever he was, scored tons of goals and this, and he's just going to start that year. That's just rare. It's not like in football where that usually happens. Heisman Trophy winner gets on your team, he's going to start.
Right.
He comes in, he's a running back or he's a quarterback. He's coming in to start. He's not coming in to be a 2-year bench guy. But in hockey, it's different. They got to train, you got to build, it's more of a process of learning and getting into the system and getting good from the lower system, like the Phantoms before you get to the NHL, before you make it to there. But, and that's fine, because that's why you draft as you do. You draft this one, 2 years later, another guy will get drafted. This guy comes in. 2 years later, he goes to the Flyer. He comes up to your system. So it all kind of works out in a sense. But
keep going.
And I think the Flyers got a good front office. So they're very good on drafting, and their choices have been pretty decent here lately. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Are they playing tonight? Dallas are playing. Is that the Flyers tonight? Dallas Stars. Well, that's going to be a good matchup. Look at the records.
Ooh, what the hell?
They're pretty tightly matched.
Should I put on Comcast or ESPN?
I like Comcast because I know the sports. I know the guys that talk. Yeah, it's pretty close as far as points, records, everything. This is going to be a good game tonight. Should be anyway.
The Phillies.
Right.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if you heard or not, but Schwarber. How do you say it?
Schwarber.
Yeah, he's
I did hear the
going to be traded to the
Tigers. I heard it as a rumor and don't know for a pitching prospect or something. Or
12th round.
12th. Okay. Yeah,
I don't know. I tried Google. I couldn't find it.
I kind of don't know about that. I kind of don't feel. I don't know. 1 minute I feel only if this guy coming that we're getting is really that good in the pitching that we're getting.
He should have to start, right?
You would think, man. You're giving up a guy to him. I mean, no, we had our beef about him. I don't think we had our beef about him. I just had a beef about
him. I don't like him leading off.
I don't like him leading off. That's my only beef. 2 years in a row, he hit 46 and 47 home runs. He had over 90 RBIs. His average
I read that.
Has the worst average for a guy like that, for a leadoff batter in the league. But that doesn't, I would have moved him somewhere else, 5th, 6th in the lineup.
What's the teacher at the high school that we talk to all the time? Ramos.
Oh, I know.
The young guy.
Yeah.
He come in today, and I asked him about that. He's like,
I like talking to him.
He's like, I don't know if that's good or not. He goes, how can somebody that bad be so good? You know what I mean? I'm like, God, I know what you're talking about.
What's this one? Now look who it is. I can't interrupt the show.
Go ahead and answer. This is a guy we work with.
All right, talk quick because we're live on the air. School is closed tomorrow. Yes. Yes, we're your voice is live on the air right now. That'll be Wayne Llewellyn reporting in live for the for the Philadelphia Eagles sports news.
He got one thing to tell all us sport fans: F off. He's not a sports guy. He's a cool guy, but he's not a sports guy.
So we're going in normal time, I guess, because we got to clean that section, right?
I don't know. So I was trying to figure with you.
I don't know. I mean, Ronnie hasn't said anything yet, but the last time I said, "Do we go in?" He goes, "Yeah, you still got to clean it." So,
5 o'clock.
Well, I wouldn't think we'd have to go in at 5 then.
Yeah, let's give it a 5. I wouldn't say.
You okay? All right. Well, that's what I say. I don't. He'll probably say, "What time did you get here?" 6. I'm like, "No, 5 o'clock." All right.
Well, I'm going at 5 and get it done with.
Right. Yeah.
But you know how he's going to be.
It's going to be snowing later than when we get done, though, so we might be staying over a little overtime too.
Well, that's the only thing I don't understand because it's supposed to snow. It's not supposed to stop till Saturday.
Yeah, it ain't supposed to stop till later. That's why I say I don't know when we're going to be doing the cleaning off the snow. I mean,
I know. Well, maybe we should check with him and see what he wants to do.
well, you think he would check with us, but I mean,
Well, if he don't call by the end of the show,
yeah, if he don't call us by the end, then I'll get a hold of him. If he don't call me by 8:30. Yeah. Well, we'll go in early, and then I'll just ask him what's this game plan for tomorrow as far as snow and stuff.
See, we talk about everything on this. Even work.
Right. Exactly. Right.
I know we ain't here because they ain't in school. Unless they, they ain't on
You guys wouldn't have to clean it then.
Right. If they didn't clean, if they cleaned it tonight, we wouldn't have to if somebody did it.
Right.
But
well, even tomorrow.
Let me know what's up, man.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know after we get done the show. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Later, Bubs.
Later.
All right. That's Lippy Llewellyn from
Pennsylvania. He works with us. He's a good guy. He works with us. He hates sports.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a good worker. He's
funny.
Fun to be around. Yeah, and but he's not a sport guy. He talks sports and he's like, fuck that shit. Is that my money up there too? By the way, you owe me 20.
I know, I owe you 20.
When's this gonna happen?
In about a week or two.
We just got paid. No, we didn't.
That's a good song.
No, we didn't. We got paid last week. A week or two. Next week, then. You're making all this overtime. You'd be floating in money.
I work for ABM.
But you're still making a lot of overtime. I remember working the overtime, which I didn't do much of, but when I did, I like that check. Oh, that's right. You have all that.
God, dude, that kills it.
I can't.
No, I got your 20.
No, that's terrible though when you say the insurance. I always forget about that, man. Because I don't have to pay it.
It's $389 a pay.
You'd have wished you were still at Color Box. You wouldn't be paying for insurance.
Oh my God!
Or if you were at the bridge with me and you left there after 25 years, you'd be sitting here right now not paying for a dime of insurance for nothing.
Wow.
You wouldn't.
It's crazy, man.
I know.
It's nuts.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Like you said, when Color Box went down, your whole world changed for you. It did. It really. Your whole life changed when Color Box went out. I mean, you adapted and you made it, but it's not the point.
Yeah,
it changed your whole life.
I was there. I was done. That was it. That was the job.
I know.
I was
You're just like me over there. That was my job. I didn't get 32 years. I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't have to. There was no reason.
Actually, I probably
same with you.
Well, if I retired early, but still, I'd be getting close to. I'd have a good retirement right now if I was still there.
Hit the road.
That's Luna.
Luna Tune.
She's for sale.
Good.
Thomas don't know it yet.
Well, if this year, say you were still there, how many years would you have this year?
Oh shit!
What year did you start?
2004.
2005. So 20 years. I thought you'd have more, but that's about right. Then 20 years. Well, you would still be there a little longer, but you get 25 years in, you'd probably be locked in for all your stuff, all your bennies and all that kind of bullshit. Yeah. So you wouldn't lose all that. But anyway, folks, that's all right. You made your point. Move it. Move it, Snookums.
Got Belichick. He's having his second interview with the Falcons. I think he's going to coach.
How about that? Well, Falcons might shake some things up, man.
And
I think what's his name? Johnson he's got his third interview offer with somebody. I don't know who it is, but it just came up on.
Oh, that'd be so great.
That he's got a third shot at talking to somebody. I don't know who it is,
great.
but
Get
whatever.
rid of that turd.
Yeah. Well, him and
I stuck up for him
him
for a
and
little
Desard.
bit there too, but
he's a douche. I don't like him.
now here we go. Dallas is in deep shit, dude.
But yet they're keeping what's his name?
Like they're in deep crap because I listened to this guy on I forget Ryan something, but I was listening to him. Dallas keeps their head coach,
Right. McCarthy Stein.
and you kind of should. Why wouldn't you? I mean, he got you to 12-5.
Yeah, I don't think there again. We're keeping
that.
Sirianni. The problem
he
I
just
don't
can't
think
get over the
that.
hump in the playoffs. Now the problem is
It's his defense, is what it is.
the problem is
Well, not just, but
Dan Quinn. He's their defensive coordinator.
I think
He's interviewing for a job, so he's probably.
I think he's going to be going.
So now you're screwed there.
Right.
Then, and there's 5 teams that want to interview him
Right.
that he's interviewing with. Then you got the contract issue with Dak because he's only got 1 year left on his contract.
Right.
So I think that's why he balled out this year. He did good this year.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad year.
Right.
He threw less interceptions than last year, so Dak was okay, but
And then
he choked at the important times.
Right. And then you
That's all
got
I can say.
CeeDee Lamb's up for his contract.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons up for contract. And I don't know if they're over the cap or if they're almost over the cap. You know, they're in cap trouble.
So Jerry Jones has got a problem.
Yes.
With how we're going to get these guys either
Oh,
signed.
wait a minute. Plus, all the free agents. I made a list of free agents. I'll go over that in a minute.
Lord, you ought to see our list.
One of which is Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, they got their work cut out for them this offseason to right the ship and get themselves back, to where they want to be.
Yeah, they're
It's funny though, whether Dak had a good year or not, I just don't
they have
like
16 players set to hit free agents.
I forget what our list is. I don't know if I can bring it up, but it's a big one.
Their shout out to it just says I don't know why I put it there. Shout out to over the cap. So I guess they're over the cap now.
Okay, well then they got to do.
I'm assuming that's
what happens there a lot of times, and Roseman's done it too. Is
Yeah.
restructuring contracts.
And I don't know
to make that work.
I don't know a lot of these players. I mean, obviously Tony.
I know him
Tony
if you
Pollard.
name them all.
You got Stephen Gilmore.
Yes, defensive back. Calling.
Jay Jones.
Yeah, that's Jay. The guy. Answer that.
Hello.
Hello.
Jaybird.
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing good. How about you?
I'm still alive.
That's a good thing.
Above ground is always good.
So
You got that right. Go ahead.
What's on the mind, Mr. New York Giants?
Well, I just wanted to talk about, the NFC East seems like it's got a lot of soap operas going on.
Yeah.
Washington doesn't have a coach. The Cowboys imploded. And your Eagles, something happened there. I'm not really sure because I don't see a lot of their games. But I was one to think that the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, the Eagles. The disappointing fact of a team that started 10-1 and then lost the last 5 out of 6, right?
Right. I was very surprised at that. So you guys see them all the time. What do you think the problem is?
I don't know.
Here's something I'll tell you and this phrase came from the movie The Replacements.
Okay.
Lack of heart.
I guess I've been hearing that a lot. And I don't know. I keep hearing the word they quit. Is that what you think?
You know
happened?
what?
I'd say
Yeah, with the fact of lack of heart, did they quit on themselves? I think they played too much individual football, Jay. There was not a team unison there. There was not leadership. I don't think Hurts showed me any leadership at all. And at times,
I keep hearing that as well.
And he looked very confused on the football field. He doesn't read defense as well. I think he regressed from last year. He totally regressed from where he was last year, and that shouldn't happen.
That's what I've read in the media and heard from the media.
Exactly. And then everybody. There was tension amongst. There was some wide receiver tension. There was some.
Yeah, I know that A.J. Brown caused some problems.
Yep. So this team just didn't. I really didn't think they'd look as bad as they did when they played the Buccaneers. But when it happened, they just looked awful.
And Goddard.
I thought, Keith, they were going to get it together and they were going to beat Tampa. I really did.
I did too. That's why I said then all of a sudden it just fell apart like it did the last 5 or 6 weeks. I don't know. There's just no sense of urgency there.
Yeah, let me ask you this. I know they lost both their coordinators. Was that a factor?
I do think so. Yes.
Think so, yes.
I do think that played a big part, Jay. In yes, when they lost, what's his name, Steckton for the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And what's his name that went to the Arizona Cardinals?
Gannon.
Yes, Gannon. Yeah, and as much problem as a lot of people had last year with Gannon, if you looked at the daggone rankings of where they were in the league as far as their defense, they were up in the top 5 categories every category. They were
They led in sacks.
Exactly. So the sack total
they almost broke a record.
Yeah, 70 sacks last year. So
yeah.
Didn't have that this year.
Let me ask you guys this. Now, I guess from what I've heard, a lot of the Eagle fans want Sirianni fired. Do you guys want him fired?
No, I don't think Sirianni's the problem.
And I think you're right on that. I think here's a guy that brought them to the Super Bowl just last season. And to make a move like that, I think would be a jerk.
Yeah, I just think they got to get a good offensive coordinator, a good dude. They got to change some things up. They got to change their play scheme because, like Wayno would always say, he said that it's like they got 5 plays and that's all they got. Offensive play.
Yeah.
And they're very easy to predict. This team very easy to figure out where they're going and what they're going to do. And that's how and the defenses just ate that up every freaking down. They were eating it up. So
I guess everyone's pointing at the Niners coming in there, and they never were the same.
Yeah, that was. I did see that.
There,
I did see that. Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah.
They got exposed when they played.
Yeah.
And
and
I've been saying it for years. And Keith will tell you too. That I've been saying it for years. If you pass on the Eagles, 9 times out of 10 you're going to win that game.
I say.
There's no.
I mean, it's a passing league.
Yes.
And hey, look, getting back to my Giants, they've been bad for about 10 years now. And I'll give you guys a couple of win-loss records. We are now 4-18 against the Eagles in the last 11 seasons.
Wow. Okay? Right.
We are also 4-18 against the Cowboys in the last 11 seasons.
Wow.
Now, I went to Pennsville High School, so I think I passed math. That gives us 8-36 against those 2 squads.
Yeah.
2 on that, guys. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, so where do you? Let me ask you this: where do you stand with what you think the main problem is that the Giants need to turn their team around?
Here's what I say: the draft has not been great for us. It's been good for you guys.
Right.
The defense, it starts with the line. Your offensive line is great.
Right.
Our offensive line, we've had 50 people in and out of
it. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and a lot of them shouldn't even be in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's not good for a
okay, your defensive line gets pressure. Okay, they're better than us right now.
Right.
Now, again, you could chime in and say, well, they're not. Well, again, last year you had 80 sacks, was it? close to 80 sacks.
Yeah, 70 some. Yeah, 70 some sacks. But
Okay,
right.
now I know your secondary took a hit this year.
Yeah, secondary. We got to do something about the secondary. Joe.
Where
It's
our
terrible.
secondary is getting better, I think.
Right. You need the pressure on the front line then.
And we don't have great linebackers.
Right. Neither do we.
Really. I heard that too.
Yeah, we're not real good with linebackers.
And we don't know, Keith, if we have a real solid quarterback yet.
Right. Yeah, I do think that's another one of your main problems is not getting the guy you need back there to run the show.
Right. I don't know if Jones, again, he was running for his life.
Right.
And he's never been able. I want to see a full 17-game season with a halfway decent line.
Yeah.
And
right.
Our draft picks, we got Thomas from Alabama. He's panned out on the right. But Neal's been hurt on the left as tackles. And you guys know if you don't have an offensive line, it's over.
So I think what the Giants need to think about doing is trying to do whatever deals they can do to gather draft picks up for the future draft rounds.
And I agree with that. I mean, I'm on the Giants 3 different fan bases.
Right.
And they're all, some of them are mixed. Like we need to take a quarterback. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with that. I really don't. I think they'll do what you just said. Try to, parlay in it to some extra draft.
Yes, where we'll give you this if we can get 2 out of this one or that. They need to.
Right.
So once they stockpile
the new
some
coaching
drafts.
staff came in, and I had to believe they wouldn't have gave Jones $40 million.
Right.
If they didn't think he was the guy. But again, they just haven't seen enough.
Yeah, I agree. It's a shame because I thought Daniel Jones was going to be the guy. I really did.
Yeah, and of course he's running a lot, and he just had that knee blowout. Now I'm concerned about his neck. He had an injury to his neck, and football's not a game you want to play with a neck injury.
No, that's true.
So all this is swirling around our Eastern Division teams.
Yeah.
Like I said, which is amazing. But again, to me, it's the Eagles and Dallas. They're the top 2 in that division until Washington and the Giants can get better.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that's going to be.
Wow. So
now your window, is open, and you missed a really big opportunity, I thought, this year.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to close that much if you can get, like you said, a couple of coordinators.
Yeah, I think if they can rectify the coordinator positions and get some solid people, they need to change things up though. But we still got to work on drafting some D-backs because I'm not.
Yeah, your drafts has been good. Let's face it.
Yeah, the draft has been, and I hope that's what they go after this year. Because I'm not. I think Slay's gone.
I don't know if Kelsey's going to come back. I know originally everyone thought he was gone. But he's been a big plus for you guys.
Yeah, Kelsey. Yeah, that's true. Kelsey's he's a main cog in the front line there. So.
And and one other thing before I go, it's what the fans' expectations are. You go into that season, and of course, my expectations for the Giants was, man, I don't know if we'll win 8 games or not, and of course we didn't.
Right.
But after last year, it was they made the playoffs.
Right.
So I'm sitting there going, okay, but I looked at the schedule, and you got to look at the schedules. And the schedule this year, as opposed to last, we beat a lot of non-playoff teams last year.
Right.
And we just couldn't do that this year. We just didn't have it. And of course, Jones goes out. Now you've got, Tommy DeVito in there. And, the other quarterback in there,
was his name?
Backup.
Yeah.
2 backups.
Begins with a T.
And we're not good enough with these lines, and then we have to improve these defensive and offensive lines.
Right. Yeah. Now.
But it's expectations. And I said before the season, I thought 1 of 3 teams win the Super Bowl. Eagles, Frisco, Dallas. Well, 2 of them's gone.
Right. Yeah.
Now, my wife's a big 49er fan, so she's going to be going berserk here. But I try, she realizes, too, that, hey, you could lose. And then you're looking at, my expectations were to win it. But, you got to get it done.
Yeah, because I think Green Bay's the real deal. I really do.
Well, they look very good. I don't know. it just looked like Dallas was just not ready.
Nah, they're just their normal falter when it comes to the playoffs, though.
Well, you're right, because
Playoffs.
history shows that.
Yeah,
So-
and that's the thing. They look good all year, and so was Dak was good. Like Wayno said, you can't knock.
Oh
the
yeah,
fact that
he was on, but when he gets in these playoffs,
I
games,
know.
the picks-
he
Okay.
changed. He does. Yeah, pickoffs. It just he doesn't have it. I don't understand that. And he's been in the league long enough. He should. He should be fine.
Yeah. Again, sports are a funny thing.
Yeah, they are. They are.
You really can't get a handle on it ever.
I didn't think we'd fold like we did, but we folded terrible.
No, I never would have dreamt that.
No.
I
No.
never would have thought that.
Nope.
But like I said, you'll probably get it right. You do have enough people on that team to come back strong.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a good off season for
Oh
draft.
yeah.
And I think
And again, Washington and the Giants are down.
right.
So you got Dallas, which you usually split with
Right.
anyway. So again, I think you should have a pretty good season going into the next season.
But I think this year you'll see the Giants on the offseason do some major changes, though.
Yeah, we lost our coordinator.
I do think,
We
yeah,
got into
yeah.
it with Dobble, and then off he went.
Right. I think
So
the front office there, your front office needs to make some big time moves.
yeah, and again, like you said about the draft, it'll be interesting in April. I do think what you said. Maybe we try to get those extra picks.
Giants will look to stockpile some picks and see what they can figure. Move up in the draft if that's the case.
Yeah,
or,
but if they don't, and they draft a quarterback, it would tell me they're not totally believing in Jones. That's what
right.
it would tell me.
Right. Yeah, and that could be very well possible, Jay. Very well.
Yeah, and then we'll take a look at that in April. All right, look, I'm going to let you go. Now, look, I'm a big Baltimore Orioles fan, too, in baseball.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be talking some baseball with you, your expectations for the Phillies.
Yeah.
And my expectations for the O's, who had a really great year last year.
Absolutely.
And maybe those two teams could meet in the World Series. Who knows?
That would be great.
Wouldn't that be good?
Hey, Jay.
Oh, that would be super. That'd be super.
Hey, hold on. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay, let me get your picks for this weekend coming up.
Okay, I like Frisco over Green Bay. That's no Starling revelation, but it could be closer than what people think.
Right.
Okay.
I think Baltimore will beat Houston.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm high on Buffalo. I think Buffalo beats Kansas City up there in Buffalo.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
And I wouldn't sleep on Tampa Bay. Now, everybody's saying they're nuts. Tampa doesn't have much to lose. They could go up to Detroit and maybe make a game out of that. It wouldn't shock me if Tampa beat them.
I think that it's a possibility, but I really think Detroit's up for this game, and they are going to be so ready.
Yeah, to just keep in mind, guys, that last week was so emotional getting that home win, playoff win.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
I'm just wondering, how much does that take out? Can they come out flat?
Yeah, that's
Think
true.
They would.
That's
I'm
true.
just saying, I've been wrong so many times, guys, on my predictions. You ought to just go the opposite.
Well, no, it's a good thought. I just still feel in my heart that Detroit is ready to take this to the next level.
And guys, the Ram game, I thought the Rams got screwed on a couple of penalties.
Right.
One was a late hit on Stafford.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree
They
with
never
that.
called it, and I think Paducah's his name, or Padua, whatever his name is, for the Rams got interfered. But again, it's a call here and there. It's a play here and there.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that low hit on Higbee?
Higbee, the tight end.
I did see that. Yeah, I did. I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either. It was a legal hit, but I don't like that hit.
No.
No, you're taking the knees out, and
Yeah.
you don't do that.
That's
The only
the
way,
deal.
my opinion, I'll get you guys' opinion on it too. My opinion is the only way to stop all these stupid injuries like that is if you got to wrap them up.
Yeah.
Just tell these,
absolutely.
just tell these people
Yes.
you have to
Yes.
tackle. You can't launch. You can't throw a big hit because don't get it. I love the big hits. I don't get it.
Right.
But it's hurting
Yeah,
these
and-
players.
And you're absolutely right on the lack of tackling. I could count you sightless times that I take notes during the game. That's how nuts I am during the football game.
They will get
Because what you do in the first quarter is just as important as what you do in the fourth quarter. Right?
Sure.
And the games are so long, you kind of forget about the holding call. in the first quarter or the missed field goal in the first quarter. Anyway, I can cite you many times on the Giants' missed tackles were just atrocious. Absolutely bad.
Yeah, and
That's
speaking of missed
ridiculous.
tackles, this last game, I pointed.
Jesus.
There was one of the tackles that I showed Wayne.
I
sent it to
saw
him.
the game, and I know what you're.
That was the one where Bradbury. It almost looked fixed. The guy got the ball, and Bradbury.
I
Just
hear
let
you. We had Bradbury, and one of my
Yeah.
complaints about him was because he didn't tackle well.
And he let go of the guy. He literally let him go and didn't even chase in. He just let him go and looked at him like,
Yeah,
oh,
we
well.
had a guy by the name of Adoree Jackson. He tries to tackle up by the shoulder pads.
These guys got to. Somebody's got to bring back
Sirianni
tackling.
was asked about that in the post game about tackling, and he made a good point. Where as you're in training camp, you can't do a lot of that anymore.
Right.
You know, they have that union stuff where they,
Yeah.
they don't want to get injured and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how much they can practice that. But I know what you guys are saying. The lack of it is unbelievable.
Terrible tackling this year.
I mean, I've seen guys just try to throw their body at him.
That's what we saw. That's what I saw in the Eagles game. I'm tired of guys just think they can hit a guy, knock him down, and the guy runs right past him like he never even touched him.
I tell you, you're not alone because the Giants have countless mistakes.
Terrible. It's terrible, dude.
All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Hey, Keith, we'll get together and you can bring your buddy over to the sports bar.
Yeah, man.
Over here.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch. Let me know what's good.
Out of the way here.
Yeah, we'll wait till we get bad weather out of the way for a while. But,
okay, and you guys will be on every Thursday, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, every Thursday.
You got it. Good talking to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Jay. Thanks for the call, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
No problem. I enjoyed it.
All right, man.
Take care. Stay healthy.
Yep, you too.
Right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Dude, I'm like so stoked that somebody else called into the show.
He's a good call, but see, he's a guy you can have on the show and literally talk sports about. Well, his field, which is football, but
right.
he's another one. Likes the Orioles, likes baseball, he's not as big as baseball, but when he was in high school, he was a statistic person for the sport teams. So he kept stats. Well, and like he tells you, I take notes during the Giants games. I write everything. That's the truth. He'll have a piece of paper there, and it'll have tackles, missed, such and such, this one, that one, but.
So he does that.
He charts it all just for his own personal.
Yeah, just because he likes doing it.
Because he likes doing it, but he does
That's
it. But
awesome,
he does it. Yeah, he's always been that way. He's always been really.
Always wanted to do that, and that's
stats.
funny because I always wanted to try to do that one time.
But that's what made me tell him. I never figured why didn't he go into. I said even Karen, his wife, said, "Keith, tell Jay, why the hell didn't he ever go into that in college? He could have gone to college and done this. And he loved being an announcer. He's very good on a mic. I saw him do the high school games when he was doing some of this stuff. And I don't know, Keith. It just he ended up working at the bridge with me for more years than I did. I left earlier than him. But yeah, good job, good retirement, good pension and everything. But his passion was just what you heard him do. Just all that kind of stuff. And, I know a lot of people say, I wish I'd have done this, I wish I'd have done that. But he would have been one that I would have gone and listened to and sat, and talked to him about a lot of stuff if he was on the air.
There's another guy,
literally.
Mike McDivitt, friend of mine. He was actually on one of the radio stations over in Milford, Delaware. And he was on 99.5, I think it was. Right. Or no, 98 Oldies.
Okay.
98
98.1.
Something like that. One of them stations. And he's got a good voice. And he just doesn't do it professionally. He's on the internet station that he does the afternoon show on there.
I mean, if he had went and done a little bit of schooling, he could have done the color man for any kind of station for like a sport thing. Or be the color man, Be the guy like Aikman or what's his name, Joe Buck. We're here tonight, fellas, and it's Monday Night Football.
I'll tell you what, Joe Buck. I
like Aikman now.
I love it. I like.
And that when you and I were talking, you said, "I don't think he's a Hall of Famer." You meant Hurts.
Yes.
And I didn't know because we were talking about. And I said, "Are you kidding me?" Is somebody talking about Aikman? As much as I hate Dallas, I loved Aikman.
When you came back and asked, I was like,
"Oh, who are you talking about?"
He thinks I'm talking about.
You said Hurts. I'm talking about. I'm like, "Oh, well, that to me, you threw me off a little
Yeah, no.
I agree. Hurts has got a long way to go before.
I hate Dallas, but I like Troy Aikman. I
There
mean,
were-
and you like players.
But there were some other players too. Tony Dorsett back in
Yeah.
the day. Emmett Smith was
Emmitt
always
Smith,
a big
I like
fan.
Emmitt.
These are guys that were just good players. I didn't have the hate for them. I had the hate for the team and everything because obviously it's a rivalry. But as
Well,
far
so
as picking
Michael
out
Irvin.
good players, I like it.
I liked Michael Irvin.
Right, a lot of people did.
I freaking hated him because he played. I hated him because he played for Dallas.
Right. And I could go back into the 70s and talk to you about like Bob Lilly
Yeah.
and some of the other older. If I had to say here now and think of them, but even Calvin Hill was a running back in the early 70s, like 69, 70.
When I got out of the
These are guys.
70s, I was like
I was
10
a
years
12-year-old kid in the 69. So I just, I wasn't a Dallas fan. My brother-in-law was, but I just knew who their players were all the time.
So you're down with you're down with the Ravens beating the Texans?
That's going to be a good game, but I think defense wins that game, and I think the Ravens got too much defense for Stroud. I do. Now,
I hope not, but
I hope not. Too. I really do hope not. I really hope Houston moves on. I do, but I just think it's going to be a match. They're just going to be a little outmatched. That's just opinion. That's all.
I think the Packers are going to beat the Niners.
I really think the Packers.
If the Packers play Dallas, they're going to beat.
If you and I want to do our picks, we can do our picks and write them down. What we have, just to see who's right.
Yeah, we'll
who's wrong. I don't agree with all of his, but some of the ones I did, yeah. But I didn't get to tell a few people we were live because I think Ralph's bowling tonight, and I know AJ's got cornhole over in Delaware. So is my son. They're over there playing tonight, so them guys wouldn't be able to watch us. But normally I tell them both. Gotcha. What'd you do to the guy that's got the thing up? You must have bumped it, it's all.
There we go.
There you go. Look. This one's going down right now to being a 0-0 so far in the first period. We got 13 shots on goal. They got 1 for the whole period. That's terrible for them. That means our defense has been really good. If
You need something to write on, or
yeah, let me see. What we got? Anything? Well, give me a.
Yeah, I got something up here.
Just something like a vanilla folder or some kind of folder. Yeah, I can just put it on the top. All right.
So we got the Texans Ravens.
I'm just gonna have to. I hate to say Ravens, but I'm gonna go Ravens.
Don't tell me.
Oh, yeah, no saying that. Well, you heard that one, but
And this is straight up, no points, no nothing.
No.
Straight up. I'm letting the audience know.
yes, we're just doing this for fun in that sense. We're not taking points and doing all that bullshit. Who's next?
Packers Niners.
Okay. Yeah, the Flyers scored a goal right before the first period ended. How about that? Wonder who scored it. I bet it was nothing. You and I are talking to look up. It's 1-0. Good.
No worries. Stop watching. Stop watching so they'll score again. All right, you got your picks?
I do. Well, that one.
Okay. First one is the Texans and the Ravens. Who you got?
Ravens.
I picked the Texans.
That's good. I hope they win. I'm just going with gut.
We got Packers and the Niners.
I'm going Packers.
I got the Pack. Buccaneers, Lions.
I'm sticking with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with Lions.
I don't feel Jay's right on that.
The Douches and the Bills.
I'm going with him. You're going up there to play in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be brutal, and I just don't think Mahomes out of his home area is good as he is when he's home. So I'm going Bills.
Yeah, I got Bills still.
Yeah.
So, anybody else listening and watching, call in and
That's the only 4. That's it? That's
yeah,
it?
that's it.
Oh, okay. Why did I put? I had a 5th spot for some reason, but lips.
But yeah, them players are. You told me to give you anything. That's when Jay called in. The 16 players that are on free
Yeah. Now
agency. for the Cowboys.
Gilmore's a defensive back or a cornerback.
Yeah, so you got Gilmore, Armstrong,
I don't know him.
Tyron Smith,
I do know him. He's another D back, I think.
Tyler Blads. Oh no, I don't say that.
Bledsoe? No.
Blads. Bladsz.
I don't know him either. Blads.
He's a douche.
Blades.
You got
Douche.
J. Ron Curse. I know him.
Curse. I know him. Yeah.
Jordan Lewis.
That's a new one.
Dante Fowler.
Dante Fowler. Oh,
I know him.
he's a douche too.
Noah.
God.
What the hell is that?
Oh my God. Icka-bigga-biggy. Man, good Lord, these are guys that don't let go.
Yeah, so
They're letting these guys go.
yeah, Hankins, Jonathan Hankins.
Yeah, he's not even a
Yeah, I
third.
don't know.
I'll bet a lot of these are 3rd stringers.
Them other ones are turds. So.
Yeah. Shout out to where's Sharon at and these people. Let's go, Mom.
Yeah.
Come on. Thursday night at 7.
We got the capability of calling people too. You know, we can call them up online.
Yeah, we can call them. You can get her on the line.
We'll crank call people. Crank.
We can call Scooters and tell them you're live on the air.
What's going on, Cheryl?
What do you got to say, Cheryl? You're live on YouTube. He's bored.
Wow, that went down too fast. I wish I had
Mine
more.
has been gone, dude.
Good thing I don't have more. I'd be drunk.
I'd be slapping them because that went down quick.
Hey, Ronnie, call in. Let us know if we're working tomorrow so we can go get drunk. All right?
Yeah. What's the story there? Let us know if we're working. Well, we know we are.
Yeah, but
What's our hours?
What are we going to go in for?
Well, like I said, Wayne, we got to get that section done now.
And we can't clear any snow. It's going to keep snowing.
No.
It's pointless to do that. Unless he wants us to go in there and do stuff that we don't normally get done.
Well, they were supposed to salt tonight. People were. I don't know if they did or not. He said he was going to have the schools get their salt spreaders out and go out and do sidewalks and salt. I know. Well, that's what he says.
I know. No, he might have told him.
He might have. I don't know. I was hoping
I didn't tell second shift, but I kind of told him. I just told him. I said, Rowdy goes, well, what are we going to do now? I was like, well, I said, if I was you guys, I'd fill up the salters and go around salt. You know, try to get them to do it in case Ronnie didn't say nothing. But
Right.
watch him be listening all of a sudden.
He ain't listening.
But
Neither's Burnsy.
But yeah, Dallas has got a bunch of contract issues coming up.
My God.
Where he talked about,
I don't like her as much as what's her name.
I don't like women in men's sports.
Well, I did like Taryn Hatcher now.
I'm just
I know. But this one's not. She has a different face. I don't want to be rude, but no, you look at it. Wait, it looks like. Well, you can't tell from profile when you're looking straight. It looked like this, like it's cut, chiseled. I don't know. There's something about her. Maybe it's her mouth. See?
Ew.
It's like, hey, how's it going, guys? What's the Flyers doing this year? Anyway,
Here's off.
here's the goal. Here's the goal. Ooh, there it is. Who was it?
Walker.
Really? Sean Walker. He's the guy I thought they were saying they're going to trade.
Well, I hope not. He's only one score.
He was on the trade block because they got that other guy in his place. I mean, I don't know now. They might not trade him.
There you go. Here's a question for you.
Of course, that is a good thing to score a goal if you're going to get traded because then it makes people say, oh, I want that.
Protesters.
What?
Got the right to protest, right?
Right.
Peaceful protest.
Done in the right fashion,
So,
yes.
If you're driving, God, I just happened to see it on the news.
I hate this. I know what's coming, but go ahead.
Truckers driving down the road. All these people come out in the middle of the road and they stop them because he can't run him over.
Run him over.
Hold on.
Run him over.
So he sits there. Then all of a sudden, the mob comes and they start beating the shit out of his truck. He fired that son of a bitch up, hit the gas, plowed right into them, knocked them, ran a couple people over. Do you think there should be a law that says that nothing should happen? Because obviously he's going to get charges against him because he ran these people over.
Yeah, I do feel because there again he's got to protect his life too, and
Right. He's got to protect his life. He's doing his job.
Right. Yeah. And they're prohibiting him, and then they're also causing not bodily harm to him if he's in the truck, but harming his property.
And that's what they were calling a violent protest.
Right, right.
Now, my other thing is, say you and I are driving down the road, and these people are protesting about, I don't know, whatever the hell they're protesting about. And they're sitting in the middle of the road. And we stop. We blow the horn. Get out of the way. We tell them to get out of the way like 3 or 4 times. Well, goddamn, we got to get to work.
Right.
I think we should be allowed to just inch right on up, and if they don't move, they get run the hell over then.
Bump them.
Then if they didn't, then they committed suicide because they threw themselves in front of my vehicle. I mean that being serious, not joking.
Well, it just sounds like it, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I should be able to plow right into them. If you're protesting, that's fine. Stand on the side of the road. Because your protest might not fit my narrative.
Yeah, why can't they protest the right way? I mean, just get your point across without blocking everybody else. What good is it to stop me? That's not going to make me think any better of what you're protesting.
Right. It's not even going
to stop traffic and do all that.
I'm not even going to care what
you're not getting a point across about nothing. Exactly. But if you're running up down the sides and letting everybody do the thing, and we're riding by looking at those, we're getting the message that's being sent. Stopping me is making me no message at all. I don't want to hear it. This way, I'll look and say, "Oh, damn, they're protesting about." Okay, and on I go. It's in my mind. But if they're going to cause bodily harm or property harm, then you're going to get pissed off. Then you don't care 2 shits about what they're saying and screw them. And then, like you said, they're either going to get run over or what. And that there again, that's wrong.
Yep, I agree.
So anyway, I touched on that.
We got some local stuff coming up.
Oh, that's good. We do like to talk the local stuff.
So there's a young lady by the name of Chelsea. She, her parents used to come out to Friendly Tavern for country and western when me and my dad was DJing out
Chelsea, there. That used to be. Is that Chelsea Handler?
No, wrong.
Chelsea, you know what I mean now.
Right. So she,
Chelsea come lately.
She's been renting the Moose out of her own pocket and charging $10 a head to go there, and that's the first Friday of every. First Saturday of every month.
Right.
And it's $10. The potluck thing, so you bring something, just put it up there, and munchies and all that.
Right.
And it's at the Woodstown Moose from 8 to 12. 7 to 11. I'm sorry, at the Pennsville Moose. And also, she just booked the Dirty Jersey for February 23rd, which is a Friday night, and that's 8 to 12 at the Dirty Jersey, February 23rd for country dancing.
Right. Well, I got you.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yep. And that's pretty much it for that.
How's the local basketball team? Anything on there? The Pennsville girls, boys?
Basketball, they're like breaking even, I guess you could say. Wrestling team seems to be doing pretty
Wrestling,
good.
Okay. I mean, what do we still have? Like another month left in that before they start to get into the districts and stuff?
I don't want to mention his name, but
right.
The guy that was supposed to give me a printout of where all the Pennsville wrestlers, what their stats were,
records and stuff, where they are, right.
I was waiting for him to give that to me, which was supposed to be today. He didn't give it to me, so I didn't get a chance to go online and look all that stuff up. So hopefully next Thursday I'll have all that information about what the record is and who's weight class, who's leading what weight class and all that.
She's got a nice rack on her though.
But
that's it.
That's what I wanted. And I didn't know they were doing this, but
Damn bonies.
the Pennsville wrestling team has girls on their team.
Yes.
And
I did
they
see
actually
that.
wrestle the boys.
Okay.
So, what's your opinion on that? As far as, because I watched one match and they look, body wise, they look, pretty much.
I know,
even,
but
right?
how
But
are you?
the guy
As
was just tearing her up, man.
they're tearing her up, and then I'm just saying, guys wrestle guys. They don't care what they bump or touch or hit.
Right.
How do you feel if you're coming around grabbing and you're not grabbing her for any other reason but the move, or
Right.
or your hand comes under here to lift her leg up to put her in a cradle or something? I don't know. Is the guy conscientiously, or does he block all that out and say, "I've got to win this match. I don't care if she's a girl or not," or does it take away and distract you from doing your job?
Or is it? Could the guy be thinking,
No,
oh, this is a girl I'm wrestling, so he gonna try harder to win?
Well,
because
yeah, he doesn't want to lose
He
to
don't
him.
want to lose to
Yes, but I don't know. I got to be careful of my moves. My hands going up her butt or something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't think about that. I guess because we're older.
Well, yeah, and that's just, I don't know.
I'd have to see one. I got to see a match to see like a girl guy match. I'm just saying.
I'll have to find out when the next match is. It depends on. But I watch one of them.
You and I should go walking in and say, "We're here to see the co-ed wrestling."
But there's a lot of girls in wrestling.
Isn't what's her name's daughter on it? Megan, Chloe.
I think so.
It's Chloe. I think she's a wrestler. I don't know if she's with them or.
Yeah. Let's get the Hyatts on the phone. Hey Siri,
Yeah,
call mommy.
Calling mommy mobile.
I like that. Calling mommy mobile. Let's get the Hyatts on the phone.
Hello.
You gonna call in or what?
I was sitting here thinking about calling.
Oh, sure.
Have you been listening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had Jay call, gentleman by, what's his last name?
Jay Jones.
Jay Jones called. Does he know he's got two first names? No.
He's a-
Calling JJ.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine from Delaware. He lives over down near Bear, and he went to school with me. He's a real sport nut, but he's a New York Giant fan and a Baltimore Oriole fan. But we talked about football with him, so. But he's pretty objective. He's not just one-sided. He wanted to talk about all the football teams this year, how the Eagles folded, the Giants look terrible, the Dallas Cowboys suck. I mean, so we don't want to hear anything from the Cowboy people because they got problems just like we do.
Yeah, that's the truth.
But I don't know. It's a shame, Sharon. I just don't see how a team implodes like that. I just.
That was crazy.
I don't. Yeah. I don't get it.
Very disheartening.
And then
It was like, like you see quarterbacks from other teams.
Right.
When they go to the sidelines and they pick up an iPad and they look up what's going on.
Yeah.
What happened? And what does Hurts do?
He
goes
sits
over there and sits like a buffalo.
He sits on the bench with an expressionless look on his face, looking around. I have no idea what. I don't know. This that's what I say. This team just needs some rearranging big time. They need new coordinators, which I think they're going to get. Defensive and offensive coordinators are going to change.
Yeah.
But they got to change personnel. They can't cover it. If you pass the football on them, you'll win every time. How are guys wide open like they were? That's another thing. Some of these got receivers, you might as well just throw the ball in the middle of the field because they're wide open.
Yeah.
Even the linebackers that are supposed to cover weren't even covering. So I don't know.
I don't get it.
Very frustrating for me to even talk about a team that just, I don't know, lost heart.
Yeah, they just they didn't have the funk or something. I don't know what it was.
They're douchebags.
That's what's his name in replacement. What's it going to take to win, to get back in this game? Miles and miles of heart. That's what it's going to take to get this team back into the season. That's for sure. Back into next season. I don't know. They got some things to work on. So I'll be very interested to see what goes on in the off season this year.
Yeah.
So,
Have they gotten rid of any of the staff?
well, their coordinators are being interviewed for a lot of different positions around the league. So they haven't got rid of them. Doesn't look like they've said you're fired or anything like that. But
Yeah.
Sirianni's staying. He's not going anywhere. They're keeping him, which I don't think he's the problem anyway.
I don't think he is either.
But I think he needs to take a little bit different. If you're the head coach and you got an offensive coordinator, and if it was me, I wouldn't have liked what I was seeing. I think then you got to take the reins and do something. And then changing the defensive coordinator in the middle of this damn season or towards the end there, and that didn't work because that guy didn't know what they were doing. Being told to do two different things from two different people, it just a bad ending for a team that started 10-1.
Oh, I know.
That
was crazy.
So we'll see. They're not going to go into a slump where they're going to have losing seasons. So Roseman's got to do something here, and they got to figure out, what's going on.
Yeah, like Fletcher Cox and Graham and them, they should be due for retirement.
Yeah, I think Fletcher said he was done, didn't he? Did Fletcher say, or this year Cummings is later?
He didn't say.
I thought Fletcher said not after this year or something like that. I thought it was on Instagram. I saw it.
I know when they interviewed him, he didn't say that.
I hope they get rid of Slay. Bradbury should be
Graham
gone.
wants to come back one more year.
I got people I could already have a checklist and start writing people off.
His son was pretty good early in the season.
Yeah,
and
early.
Then he got hurt and he came back.
Yep. Slay.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah, he just wasn't the same at all. So, but he's older too now. I don't know if I keep him or I don't know if I do. But Bradbury's got to go. I think there's got to be.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he knows even what he's doing anymore. He doesn't on the football.
Send him back to the Giants.
Send him back. Send him back to Jay.
Jay, if you're listening, we're sending him back.
We're giving you Bradbury back, Jay. We need to tilt the seats here so we can see the Dob And Wayno Show. In case anybody's interested and wants to call in.
856-430-2483.
We're taking callers. The phone lines are open.
Okay, honey.
Don't hang up.
Huh?
So don't hang up yet.
Oh, okay.
No. I didn't mean for you to hang. I'm just letting other people know they can call. If we get a call, we'll bump you off. No, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Sorry, but any news on the Phillies? I haven't heard anything.
Well, I heard a rumor that they're going to trade Schwarber to the Tigers for a 12th round prospect pitcher.
Oh.
That's just a rumor now. We don't have that etched in stone. So.
How about that?
Yeah. So,
that probably wouldn't be bad. All he does is hit home runs. He doesn't know how to hit.
Now, so that was.
It was a home run or nothing.
Yeah, he was.
So if they did trade him, that could be good too, because that would relieve them of some salary money.
Yeah.
Probably like around what?
Yeah, because your prospect you're getting will be cheap.
18 mil, 19 mil.
It'll also change who leads off and a better lead off hitter.
Yeah.
If
they could free up like 20 mil, say it was, I don't know, maybe it is 20. I can't remember what I read, but say 20 mil.
Right.
You got Snell, he's available.
You got some people that I think that's if they do that, they could look into getting somebody else.
Yes.
Right.
So maybe that would be a good idea.
Right.
If they go that route. You got to get a pitcher.
You do have to get a pitcher that's you're gonna
Starting pitcher.
Yeah, you're gonna need another pitcher, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Wheeler. You just re-signed Nola. Why?
Yeah, Nola.
I have no idea.
I know.
No
And they're
idea.
not real big on that.
Yeah.
Roller, but
And he was supposed to be the main guy this year.
he's always supposed to be the main
I
guy.
don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, I just now started coming over.
I
back
know.
over.
We got Harper. That's what we got. Woo woo! Give me a healthy Harper.
Harper and Turner.
And you got your boy with the beard out in the field there. You like him, don't you?
I like Brandon.
Marsh.
I like Marsh.
Yeah.
Brandon Marsh. That's Wayno's boy right
Brandon
there.
Marsh.
Yeah. That's Wayno's boy. I like Marsh. I have nothing against him. He's very aggressive. He plays hard.
Yeah.
He just seems to get hits when he needs to get
Yeah. He's the guy. He's a spark plug for the team attitude. There's something about him that gets that team going.
Just give him some water to wet his hair. Man.
Wet his
He's
hair
good to
down,
go.
make him look like he's like a wet dog.
They say he does that every.
I know. He does it before every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, then we got to deal with Nick. Throw the ball outside and strike him out.
Yeah. Yeah. Spring training will be starting what? Middle of February?
Yeah, it's not
February 14th.
Yeah, I think it was February 14th. Pitchers and catchers report.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this.
The other guys don't report for a
16th or
while.
17th.
That's not that far off.
No, it's not. It's not that far off. Anyway, we're watching.
So back to football.
Yeah.
Where do you think Belichick's going to go?
Atlanta.
Wayno says Atlanta.
I thought maybe Dallas, but I understand they
Yeah, they're
signed
keeping that
their
Pepper
coach.
neck.
They're keeping McCarthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Jones was adamant about that. He said he's not going anywhere. Yeah, I think Belichick, maybe he will go to Atlanta. I ain't sure, but he might go to Atlanta. But we're watching the Flyers are leading 1-0 right now.
I'm not much of a hockey.
No, I like
No.
the hockey. Hockey's fast paced, always moving, always a chance for a goal to get scored. I'm not much on soccer.
I just never really got into it for some reason.
About that, yeah.
We got Ralph calling.
We have a caller.
We got a caller, Mom.
Okay.
We'll talk to
I
you later.
love you. We'll talk. I love you too. Yep.
Love you too. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey, Ralph. Welcome to the Dob And Wayno Show.
Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
All right. How you doing?
Ralph Parks, how are we, sir?
We're good.
Good.
Just sat down in the living room with the wood burner going and
Nice.
got yeah, it's not very bad.
Tell him to talk in his phone.
Cal said.
Cal said, well, what he said was the Eagles suck.
He said, "Shuddy."
Here's what he said: the Eagles suck,
yeah,
and so does Dallas.
So what's the Eagles GM's name?
Howie Roseman.
And the owner's name is what?
Jeff Lurie.
Jeff Lurie.
Jeff Lurie. That's right. So
Jeffrey Lurie.
So you are now Jeff Lurie.
Okay.
What do you do?
I tell my general manager to get on the ball and get some things rolling. Which really, that's how it goes. I mean, they discuss things, but Howie Roseman's going to make the main decisions. Jeffrey Lurie's just going to say, we need some changes here because we went 10-1 and then folded up like a cheap suit. So you got to change the coordinators. I get rid of the coordinators. I don't care what they say. They say they're looking and they're talking to people around the league right now because the Eagles' offensive and defensive coordinators are being interviewed for head coaching spots at different teams. I don't know who, but
yeah.
So those guys got to go. There was too much dissension there. There was nothing. You changed your defensive coordinator in the middle of the season, a little past middle of the season. They said middle of the season, but it was more towards the last 8 games or something like that. Or 7 games. And you put that Patricia on the field and Desari, whatever you say, up in the booth, and nothing. It was worse. It was worse than. So I don't know what they're doing. They played around with this. The offensive coordinator has got 5 plays that he works out of, and that's all he calls. He has 5.
Does the head coach have the power to fire his staff?
I think he has the power to. I think he's got the power to say, "I want these." He talks to Howie Roseman about that, the general manager, and say, "I don't think this is working. I think we need to get rid of these guys." He just can't say you're done and goodbye and shut the door.
Howie and Lurie.
Those guys. Your coach doesn't unless it's in their contract. That you remember. You remember back when the Eagles had Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was in his contract that he could tell anybody. Pick anybody he wanted, fire anybody, let players go, and they gave him that power, and he ruined the team. He literally ruined the team. He's the one that let Shady McCoy go, and he let Deshaun Jackson go. Right. Deshaun McCoy just told him, "I don't want you anymore. You're done. You're gone. See ya."
Do you think your head coach is on the butcher block?
No, I think Sirianni, and I don't think Sirianni's the problem. I really don't. Whether he should have took the reins a little more when things were going bad on the offensive side here, the latter part of the season, yes. I think Sirianni kind of just sat back and said, because every time he was asked that question by a reporter or an interviewer, he said, "Well, I trust my staff, and I felt that they were in the best judgment of what they were doing." Well, they couldn't have been. We were losing.
Right.
So, but he backed his staff every single time he was asked that question on TV.
I just don't understand how when a team does bad. I mean, I'm not the biggest football fan,
right?
But I don't understand how when a team does bad, usually they're ready to fire the coach,
right?
The head coach. But in all reality, the head coach really doesn't do much game time besides makes the decisions. You're 4th and 1. Do we punt or go for it? That's a head coach decision.
Right.
Maybe certain substitutes might be a coach's decision. But if your offense is doing bad and whatever, it's your offensive coordinator. They're calling the plays. The coaches, some teams, I think the coach calls the plays.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say. Some teams, the head coach still calls everything. It's just the coordinator lines them up. He lines up the plays.
I don't think Sirianni even knows what offensive play they're playing.
I just feel like Sirianni, he just picks the staff and lets it run the way it is. And when it was last year, when it was running good, he was happy because he didn't have anything to do. Everything was clicking. So I know what you're saying in a sense, but I think I just don't think he's the main problem of what went wrong. But I'd like him to be a little different because every time they ask him a question on TV, it's the same answer over and over.
It's the same answer, right?
It's just like Jalen Hurts. It's the same thing. He gives you nothing but a philosophy answer of, well, we really got to get the team together. We got to play better. It's every single point the finger and take the blame for something. I'm so sick and tired of we just didn't play good football. No shit, bud. No kidding.
Yeah.
I really feel like looking at him. And you know what? We had a caller earlier before you, Wayno's mom, Sharon. And she said, how come it is when you watch other football teams play and their quarterbacks go off the field that when something wasn't right or didn't work, they sit down on the bench with a iPod and they sit there and go through plays and whatever. And Hurts goes and sits on the bench and just sits there and does nothing.
Plays with a sack.
Right. He doesn't look at anything. He doesn't look at a chart. He doesn't look at an iPad. He doesn't go over. He doesn't review anything. Hey, if you went off the field on a 3 and out, something's wrong.
No, he just sits on the bench and shakes his head.
Yeah. I mean, Brady was always had a freaking iPad in his hand. Always.
Yeah.
Aikman would out too if he was They had him there.
Even Prescott had one in his hand a lot.
Aikman running around be that like that TikTok you sent me. Or that
Oh yeah, I
Instagram.
showed.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, that was going to be my next thing. I was going to say too that Keith, and I agree with what you told me earlier. That I don't think Hurts. He's not a leader.
He's not the leader. He is.
I just think he
agree.
goes out. He does what he's a puppet.
Yeah.
He goes out. He does what he's told to do. Goes and sits down. And then do it again and repeat.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's all he does.
And he can't. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing because I think he's got a lot of good qualities, but throwing the ball, different time, running the ball but he can't read defenses anymore. I'm telling you what, if you blitz this guy, he's done.
Yeah.
If you blitz him, he has no answer where that ball's going or what's going on. Now, to me, if you think they're coming, if 7 guys are coming on the front or 8 on the blitz, you got to have somebody go right behind the line where the linebackers would be, and that would be the guy who's going to get the football. So you see them coming, snap the ball. Somebody's got to get behind the line and be right there wide open to get it, and nobody ever did that.
You got to have a check down.
Yes, and that's the check down. Listen, they're coming hard, guys. This ball's got to get done. So call the play that's going to be, down and in, right behind where the linebacker team would be, and there's where the catch is going to be because they're blitzing. You just got to dump it quick.
That's true. Well,
Never did that at all. Got 8 up on blitzes.
I agree.
Got 8 up. So,
well, let's change the subject before you have a heart attack.
Flyers are up 2-0.
Yeah. So I do think the Drysdale trade, I like it.
I do too. Ralph.
Yeah. I really like it. I watched one game where he did calls a turnover.
Yep.
But he's fast. The guy was going in on a breakaway because Drysdale crossed up the puck and he caught the guy and stopped him from scoring.
Yeah.
So yeah, he never gave up on the play, even though it was his mistake. And in the past, you would see that a lot, where if a player gets poke checked and somebody steals the puck, they go, oh shit, and there goes the guy, and he's looking at his teammates to go get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think this guy's going to be a big asset to the defensive side of the
and supposedly we're looking at another 22-year-old defenseman. I think you're going to see another trade happen here real soon.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I know they're talking about getting another defenseman.
Yeah, that's good.
I think they're going to be. I think you might be getting rid of. Shoot.
Is that Ellis? Or is he going? Who would?
No, he's not going yet. But I think his name came up, and one of the other veterans names came up.
What I got. No. While I'm thinking of this, when you had said that, I had to laugh because the other night I text you and said Atkinson scored 2 goals, and you said something like, "Hey, finally woke up," or something like, because he hadn't scored. He had been in a drought for a while, and all of a sudden I looked on the score sheet and said Atkinson 1 goal, Atkinson 2 goals. To Ralph, I text you and said, "Well, my God, it's about time." I started laughing.
Well,
I started cracking up.
I think he's another one of them players where I think he's coming out of his prime.
Right.
But I think he might be a good locker room player.
Yeah, and I think he's still solid. He's just not, like you said, he's not in his prime anymore. But I think the guy, he's streaky though. He's streaky.
No. That's why I'm saying he's coming out of it.
Yeah.
He's still decent.
Right.
But I think he's on his way out of his prime.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree on that.
Yeah.
But they're up 2-0 right now. I don't know if you were watching it or not.
No, I'm not. I'm actually. I just sat down. I just went and got a load of wood because I've been having problems with the heater a little bit in the house here. So I got my wood burner burning in my living room.
So what's going on? What's going on with the heater? You think? I mean, just
my heater doesn't know. Yeah, I mean, not to get all crazy.
Right.
You have circulation pumps, in your heater, and so it's a boiler. So
Right.
when it gets the water hot, the pump circulates the water through the house, yada yada.
Right.
Well, when the boiler shuts off, the pumps are supposed to stay on.
Yes.
And keep pumping water. Well, for some reason, when my boiler shuts off, so do the circulation pumps.
So what? But wouldn't that be a switch problem then? Why that's clicking off when the boiler goes off? That's supposed to stay on. So now when it goes off, the switch is going off with it, making the pumps go off.
Well, supposedly this switch is in some main module
right.
Of this heater. So he tried to rewire something, I guess, to bypass something. And it didn't work. So
right.
So he's saying now that he thinks that this module might be bad, but I think we're going to try to wait until. I mean, the heater still works. It just doesn't. It on real cold days, it doesn't keep up.
Yeah. Right. I got it.
Yeah, because if you think about it, as the boiler's heating that water up, it's circulating that warm water, but as it gets hot and the boiler shuts off, now the pumps stop working, so keep circulating that hot water.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I think we're just trying to wait till spring because my heater actually starts to get low on water.
Right.
Because we think there's a leak in the concrete slab because my basement floor is heated as well.
Okay.
But I don't use it. So we think there might be a leak somewhere in the concrete. So in the spring, we're gonna have some valves changed out and some modifications done to the plumbing. So I think we're just trying to wait till the spring to kind of do all this stuff.
Try to wait it out a little bit. Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. This wood burner, man, it almost cooks you out of the living room. Yeah, seriously. And like I used to have my heat set on like 68, and my thermostat's out in the kitchen, and that thing's on like 73 right now.
Damn.
On the other side of the house.
Damn. Hey,
So
here's a note you'll love because you and I used to always talk about this. Remember the Flyers were always a bad team for shots on goal. Remember last few years you and I would say, "What the heck? They don't take the shots on goal. The other team's got 40 and we got 20, and we play around with the puck, pass. This game tonight against the Dallas Stars into the second period so far, it's going on still, but 27 shots on goal for the Flyers, 4 for the Dallas Stars for the game.
Holy
yeah,
4
for the game. 4. That tells you about the defense. It's 2-0. That tells you about the defense.
Tell you that shows what kind of defense we have this year.
I'm telling you, and that's why they probably see something with getting Drysdale, maybe looking at this other guy that you're talking about, this other one, and get this team defensively really sound. They got 2 good goalies. Harrison and Carter are both good goalies. They're both double-digit wins. So this team can, and the young guys scoring like they are, and everybody's kind of getting involved. This Tippett and this team can actually go places.
After the second period, the Flyers got 27 shots on goal and
3.
Dallas 3.
Dallas 3. I said 4. It's only 3.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And what's funny is I think we're going to make the playoffs, and
I do too.
This was a team that wasn't supposed to do nothing.
No, and that's why when push comes to shove, and I told Wayno this, when you get down towards the cutoff for the trade deadline, that you will see that if you're going to have a chance to make the playoffs and make a push, and you think your team's young and still good, and there'll be another trade where they're going to push to get somebody before the trade deadline. I really think that. I really do.
Yeah.
Now, if they thought, we don't look good, we're young, the guys are trying, but they're not doing too good. No, that's not the case this year. This year, I think the head coach is even surprised at what he's got out there on the ice. I really do. I mean, he's a good head coach. He probably thinks his team's good, but I think he's like, wow, I don't think I was expecting this. And we're going to get a couple more guys next year that are coming up for the draft, and maybe either next year or halfway through next season or something like that.
Well, I just think Jonesy. I think Jonesy and Briere are just doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think that was a big move, making those two in charge of what they're doing, player personnel.
And they're both young.
Yes. Yep.
So hopefully this can carry over for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you're right about saying that, and I think they're on the right track of what they want this team to get, who they want to get, and what they're looking for, talent wise, scoring wise. But the defense is a key thing in hockey. It's as big as having a great defense as it is having offense. You've got to stop the puck. You can't let teams score on you, and that's what I'm seeing tonight. I'm seeing this tonight, literally. We got the game on while we're watching this, while we're on the air. So
yeah, I'll probably turn on here myself in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's got 8 minutes left in the second quarter, in the second period. All right, Bub, thanks for calling in, man.
Yep. I'll let y'all go.
All right, listen, be safe tomorrow. I know you'll be out in the snow doing your thing with Bruce. So
yeah, you guys do. I know
we will.
Trying to clear out the schools. So
yeah, say hi to Skid Steer for me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Old Skid Steer. Tell him Pocket said hi.
There you go. All right, gentlemen, have a good night.
All right, Ralph, you too, Rob.
All right, see you.
All right, see you. Well, folks, we've had a couple good callers, all three. Actually, not a couple. I don't want to count Sharon now. She had some good points, and I that's why I brought that point up to him. And I never thought about it. Why doesn't he go over and does?
I've never seen him.
Do we have them things? Because I don't know if I've seen anybody else ever looking at a thing where all these other teams sit down and look at what's going. And what they're doing is reviewing the play before that, seeing how the line breaks down, who's coming from where.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen, dude.
And
I can tell you countless times.
Not sold on.
I can tell you Aikman did it. I can tell you Brady did it. I can tell you Dak Prescott did it. I know for a fact Aaron Rodgers did it. I've never seen Hurtsy do it. Patrick Mahomes, I've seen him do it. I have literally seen him on the sideline with the. I don't understand this.
I've actually seen him. And they get up and they get in their players' faces, man.
Yeah, they get right.
They get. All of them do, except for Hurts.
I don't like this calm demeanor. I just listen to this all the time. This is here we are, and same, but change it up a little. Look, and then he does that. He's under center like that. Then he does that.
Yeah.
That way, you know what? They're buying into that. Why don't you go up one time and do this, and hike the freaking ball? Quit looking it over. Because the defense, all they're doing is waiting for him. He's waiting for us. So we don't hold on, guys. As soon as he goes back, we'll get him. We've been really brutal on this team, but we got every right to be. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm
not doing this to be funny. I'm doing this literally. It was pathetic.
Right.
And I know plenty of my other friends, my son included, Chris Ostrander. I've talked to you about him before. We just were like, I just can't take this anymore. What happened to this team? I'm like, Chris, I don't know. And Ryan's like, this is pathetic, Dad. This is literally terrible.
Not James Son, but that Jay guy.
Jay Jones. Remember that name. It was my best man.
Jay Jones.
Jay Jones.
I'll probably
JJ.
call him JJ. You call him JJ?
Yeah, well, some people do. I just call him Jonesy.
I wouldn't call him
JJ. Oh, no, Jay Bird. His nickname's Jay Bird.
Okay, Jay Bird.
I don't know. From school, we always called him Jay Bird. It don't matter what you call him. Call him loser for all we care. Call him you Giants base.
What the hell was I going to say? What brewery is he talking about?
Brewery?
Yeah, didn't he say come up there for?
I know, a bar down near them.
Oh, okay.
You and I should go over some night where we can. It's right near him. He lives in Bear, and he said just a real nice hangout place to go.
It's not Stewart's, is it?
No, it wasn't that one. It was something else. Yeah, I've been to Stewart's. I like Stewart's.
I like Stewart's.
Stewart's is nice. I like one there. But no, sometime he invited me over. And he's got a great wife. Karen's very nice. She's a wonderful person. I went to school with her too. She was from Deepwater.
Oh, okay.
Deepwater girl. Karen Clevenger. Her last name was Clevenger before she married Jay. Yeah.
So you remember the USFL?
Yes.
And the XFL?
Right.
They are no longer. They merged.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a little pissed off because the Philadelphia Stars,
Right.
they're no longer either.
No.
They only kept that. USFL kept the Stallions, the Roughnecks, which is Birmingham, Houston, Memphis, and Michigan. The XFL kept Arlington, DC, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Right.
They're the only teams. But I was kind of mad because I was kind of hoping they would have kept the Philadelphia Stars, being a top team back in the day. But their opening day is March 30th.
Right. Oh, okay.
So that's when
March
that was
30th. Oh, that's cool. Well, we got to keep a check on that because we'll have to follow that
Yeah,
through
and
the,
just a couple other things what they
through the
hit before we close up.
Yeah, let's keep talking. What is it? 8:29. Good Lord, where'd that hour and a half go?
Yeah,
We had some good callers though.
Yes.
See, that's what happens when you get a couple good callers. You get a lot of, takes up a lot of time, but that's cool.
Buffalo
We had a good show.
Buffalo actually asked their fans to come in early and
Shovel out stadium.
shovel out
I
the
saw
stadium.
that. I saw
That
that.
was pretty cool.
Yep. That stadium was full. Did you see this? I've seen
Yeah.
it on.
Did
Showed
you
on
see that-
Facebook
Did
and
you see that
Instagram.
dude sliding?
Yes. Yeah. Come down that
Sure.
tube thing or whatever. Yeah.
With his shirt on?
No shirt on. No shirt on at all, dude.
Then they
That
what was
was
the other one?
That was crazy.
Uh,
You imagine living up there, though, man. I mean, they're used to it. It ain't nothing to them.
I also read that. What'd you think of them streaming that game on Peacock?
I think this is getting to be a bunch of crap and not having the damn
Bullshit.
games on regular television
I think.
or ESPN.
At
Either
least-
one or the other. How are they losing these contract things for playoffs?
Well,
Why is Peacock and them and Amazon interrupted now this? When all of us don't have that, not
Right.
necessarily.
because their thinking is that us football fans. Now I got to watch the Miami game and everything because I happen to have Peacock because I watch
So
stuff.
I
on
don't
Peacock.
have it.
But I'm thinking about getting rid of it.
2-1 now, damn it.
But I didn't watch it, the whole thing,
Right.
because I was like, you know what? I'm not giving them no ratings. They lost between 10 million and 12 million viewers just because it was on Peacock. Is what the NFL lost as in viewers. That was their estimate.
Yeah, they got to do something about this. Look, down here it says first, second, third. 1 goal there, 2-0. Up here it says 2-1. The shots on goal was 3 when they didn't score a goal. How can you score a goal without another shot on goal? That should have been 4. See? It is 4. This is not up to date, this thing. There's the up to date up there. 28. Yeah, this is not. Yeah. No, it's not your fault. It's just the way they don't update it. Like,
No, they're only off by a shot now.
yeah, well, they're off by a shot. They're 27 for 28 up here. I'm just saying this.
Right.
This is live. This goes on. When it happens, it happens. This you gotta. It's like going on your phone.
That
and
might
saying,
have to get maybe it has to, what do you call it? Re-up or something?
I don't know. Well, it won't do that. Well, you don't refresh it. Because see, this says 552.
Yeah.
This says 534. This has never done itself. Like they do that though. They have to go. Yeah, it's not you. They have to go in and whoever's doing this.
Well, tell them to get on the ball, Keith.
I'm done.
Bastards.
I've had it with TV overall.
But yeah, that's all. Oh, Eric Allen.
Oh
He-
yeah, remember
he's
that name?
He's up for.
Damn, Eric Allen.
Do you think he should be a Hall of Famer?
I do.
He is a finalist for the selection. I think he should too. Oh, Blue Eyes. That's all I got.
Yeah, look, we had a great show.
Some other stuff too, but I can talk about that next week.
So now they updated it. Now they updated the time, but they didn't update the goals in the shot. Well, you guys are slow anyway. They didn't update the time. It's down to 4:36, and that's down to 5. But it was 5:52. We're just gonna have to keep. We'll keep. Every week we'll be bringing things new to the table about what's going on with the Eagles
Yeah.
as far as new coordinators, what's happening in front of us. We didn't
Who
talk.
they talk to?
We didn't
who
even
they
talk
don't
about
talk
AJ
to.
Brown. I guess he's going to be gone.
Yeah, I think he'll be gone. I think Cox will be gone. I think Kelsey will be gone. I think he's going to
I
retire.
do think he will retire. I don't. Unless,
I hope he don't.
My thing is maybe he's waiting to see what they do with the coordinator situation because maybe he wasn't real happy with how things were playing out play-wise.
Yeah.
Because he came off the field very disrupted a couple times with.
Did you see him sitting on the sidelines, man? He's just like this.
He just broke his heart
They
how
were all
they
broke,
ended up.
man.
This team should have went 15-2, technically, maybe something in that sense.
Yeah, that's odd.
14-3 at the worst, 15-2 at the best, and should have been marching into the playoffs. We should have been ready, just like last year. There wasn't no denying last year. They got there again, and had you said this, you brought this up when you and I would text. What is going on? 1 minute they're running the ball in the beginning of the game, then we don't run the ball anymore. Why do they get away from the run?
Tampa Bay, they ran the ball one time in the second quarter.
Why do they do that? I don't understand. And you said you're so predictable if all you're going to do is throw the ball. Yes, because all they're doing is sitting back waiting. You can't. If you're going to run the ball, they can't sit back and wait every play. So I don't understand. And I guess that comes with coordinator then. That's got to be a coordinator thing. Is what he wants to call.
If you're the head coach.
I know. Well, this is where Ralph said. That's where Ralph's question was. What Sirianni, what decision making does he do?
Yeah, does he do anything?
Does he just say 4th and 2, go for it, tush push? Whatever and whatever. We're on the goal line, 4th and 1, run the ball, tush push. These are the only things he say? Come off the field, come on. It's 4th and 8. Well, that's too much punt.
I tell you what.
Is that the court? Is that the calls? I don't know.
Does Hurts make that 2-point conversion on that tush push if he doesn't get the face mask?
Man, I think they still had him stopped.
Yeah, I do too.
I really, but that line came in from the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
It came in and went this way, so they got down and went. And when Hurts came across, somebody had him like this,
and that's because
they took him to the left side.
And I think that's because that one dude got underneath.
Got low. Yeah, see, we didn't get lower than them this time. Right. And normally when you get low, Hurts goes straight ahead. He doesn't stop. He just goes right on behind. But they didn't get low enough. You could tell our line was up a little in the front, and that freaking Tampa Bay got underneath and moved him to the side just like that. But the face mask was wrong. I mean, you would think an official could have saw that.
But I said this today too because a bunch of people were talking about it. But they didn't have it. They didn't have a freaking chance, dude.
No, I didn't feel like
and not only that,
just the feeling.
And that the refs have been horrible all year,
right?
In the whole league,
right? Oh yeah.
And it's just there were blatant missed calls everywhere, and I think the NFL needs to look into that.
You know why Tampa Bay won? Because Ric Flair was there. Did you see?
Mm-mm.
He was there he was up in the boat. And he did the cannon things. They interviewed him for a hot girl, one of their interviewers down there interviewed him. And we got Ric Flair here with us tonight. And, whoa, he's a Tampa Bay fan. Yeah, dude. And he's pulling the cannons. Boom. And he went all. He was having a ball up there.
I tell you what, I know that's all fixed and everything.
Right. Oh yeah. Well,
I like to watch.
It's entertainment. It's staged, but yes, right. But he was.
That brings me to this. You know how we're always talking about whether
I think football's
NFL's fixed or anything.
I know.
They're registered as an entertainment business.
Do they want to win who they want? But then why wouldn't you want us to win more than we did if it's fake? Why do we have to be penalized and persecuted? Why do we only get one? We should we should be 3 Super Bowls right now. The New England one, we lost by 3 points. The one T.O. had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name puked on the field. Number 2 was just last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
We won 17. We won, and then last year we lost to Kansas City by 3.
Right.
So the 2 losses in the Super Bowl that we did lose was 3 points. The one we played when Dick Vermeil coached in the 80s against Oakland Raiders, we lost that one by not a lot, like 13 points maybe we lost it by or something. I forget something. It wasn't a blowout, but it wasn't. And that's a shame because I remember watching that game and they were in it for a while. And then Oakland got the best of them, you know.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that.
What was that, 80? 81, 80? What's his name on that team? No. The guy in Invincible?
What the fuck? That was his name. Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. Mark Wahlberg. Who was the guy that played this? Vince Papale.
Was Super Bowl 15.
Was it? Yeah. Playoffs.
27-10.
Oh, so they lost by 17 then, right? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. 27-10.
Raiders were up.
Yeah.
14-0 in the first. Eagles nothing. Second quarter was Eagles 3, Oakland nothing. Then Oakland third quarter scored 10 points and the Eagles didn't score nothing. Then they scored 3 more. The Eagles scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that was probably a gimme touchdown.
Wasn't Montgomery was on that team, wasn't he, Wilbert? Did he play then?
Not sure.
Jaworski was a quarterback. I do know that. Playoffs. We're talking playoffs?
Here we go. Ron Jaworski, Wilbert Montgomery,
Yep.
Leroy Harris,
Yep.
Louis Galamona,
Good Lord, I don't know that one.
Perry Harrington, Howard Carmichael,
Harold Carmichael, wide receiver.
Charlie Smith,
Wide receiver.
John Spagnola,
Tight end.
yeah, Rodney Parker,
Yeah, I'm not sure. Lineman or something maybe, or I don't know. No, what? Dick?
doesn't even say on
No.
there.
But Spags was a tight end.
Keith
Kevin Byers?
no
Keith Byers?
No, Keith Krepsle.
Good Lord, Calypso. I don't even know who he is. Douche.
Billy Campfield.
He was a running back. He was pretty good.
That
Wasn't
was
great,
That was
but
the offense.
He was good, yeah. Oh, okay.
The defense was Charlie Johnson,
Yep.
Bill Berge,
Yeah.
I remember
oh,
Bill.
Man, he was good.
Franklin Master.
Franklin Master. You'll see him in the movie Invincible.
Franklin Master.
The name on his jersey, yeah. Yep.
Carl Harrison.
Yeah, he was good. Harrison or Harrison? Harrison?
Harrison.
Hairston, that's right. Yeah, he was really good.
John Bunning.
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 John Bunning, linebacker.
Herm Edwards.
A defensive back.
Randy Logan.
The
Jerry Robinson.
Safety. Robinson. Wow. I don't know where he played, but I heard it.
Ken Clark.
Ken Carr, I don't know who, man. Was he kicker maybe or something? I don't know. Douche. If I don't know you, you're a fucking douche. That was the team.
Tony Franklin.
Tony Franklin was a barefoot kicker.
Yeah. My mom went on a date with him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was back in the day, I guess they had like a thing where you
Right. That's weird.
put a chance in on it.
And speaking of people doing sketchy stuff, I know one story in particular. I don't know if you're down to share it. Of fans overextending their invites.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So Polly told me this story.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our show. So we're going to sign off. And,
Yeah, folks, it was a good show. Thanks for the callers in. Jay Jones, Sharon High, and Ralph Parks. We're all callers tonight, but that's fine. We talked a little bit about everything in some areas.
Yep.
But we'll keep you updated. We'll be back next week with more topics. Stay safe out there tomorrow because it is going to snow tonight. Probably get 4 to 6. They're calling for it anyway. Don't know what we'll get. I shouldn't say probably.
Hope we don't get crap.
I hope we don't get crap. It's true, but kind of this one leans more towards we are. But anyway, have a good weekend. We will talk to you next Thursday, and we'll have more. Hopefully, might have more Eagle updates as far as what's going on with the coordinators and coaches, and even players as far as that goes. I'm not sure, but if not, as the winter goes on into the spring, I'm sure we'll know more things by then as far as what's happening. So, all right. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
We'll see you next week.
Next week. Peace.